So to kind of, for people who just need real quickly on how to set up the Raspberry Pi, you go to raspberrypi.org. All right, let me pull this up here. Hopefully it'll come up. Oh, that was weird. All right, then go to downloads. And then I would say you can go to Raspbian Jesse, and just download the zip file of that. You're looking for 4. This is not what I want. Oh yeah, that is 4.2. All right, you're going to be looking for 4.2. Okay, and because that's the right date, it says kernel version, but it's 4.2 has got what we want. So you're going to download this one right here. It's based on Debian Jesse, and that's what we're using. So we hit download zip. All right. Then, as I mentioned just a minute ago, let's go over here. You're going to take your SD card. While that's downloading, you go to Finder, go to Utilities, Disk Utilities. I'm using a Mac, but you can do the Windows version of this. Find your SD card, and then hit that erase button. Make sure, this is hugely important, that you're doing the SD card, not your hard drive, not this. This. Do not, that's why do this only with your parents with you. Hit erase that. It'll happen pretty quickly, and it'll be untitled once you erase it. All right, I've already erased this one before. Okay, so when that's erased, let me go back up. After you've downloaded, let me go back to Utilities there again. You'll copy Noobs 1.4. I already did this earlier, so these other files are now on there. You'll copy Noobs 1.42 zip onto your SD card. You'll extract it in a Mac. You double click it or unzip it. You're going to get a folder that says Newbies 142. You'll then, so this is what the folder has. I've already moved the files out. All these files, build data, OS, default, boot code, recovery, will be in this. All right? Move them out till they're outside the SD card like this. So in other words, when you first do this, and in fact, here, I'll even do it to show you. I'm going to take these. I'm going to just move these over into here. Let me show you what I'm talking about. It's going to look like this. This is the first thing you're going to see. You're going to unzip that. Once you unzip it, you're going to have this folder. When that happens, go in there and take these files. And I found it the easiest way to do this on a Mac, and it would be on anything else, is to do new Finder window. I select Untitled again. And what I do in there is I sit there and leave it like this. So I have one window that has the files I'm going to move, and that's basically inside this blue folder there. I'm going to take these, drag them, and make sure they're on the outside. So now they're on the outside. So when you insert that SD card in the Raspberry Pi and turn it on, it can get directly into it. It can't find your files inside the Noobs 4.2 folder, okay? And that was pretty busy. Then once you've done that, stick this in your Raspberry Pi, make sure your monitor's on, hook up your Raspberry Pi, put the SD card in your Raspberry Pi. Your Raspberry Pi is not plugged in. You hook to your monitor, you hook to your keyboard and mouse, power it up, and do the install. Okay? So, one more time, Mr. Maurer has a video of this too, so you can go through. Go to raspberrypi.org, go to downloads, download Raspbian Jesse. All right? They named the image after, I think, one of the characters in Toy Story. Download that. While you're downloading that, erase or reformat your SD card, being very, very careful not to erase the hard drive on your computer. Remember, we go up to Finder. Well, there it is. Go to Applications, Utilities, Disk Utilities, and then go ahead and select the SD card and do erase. Do not to the hard drive. Unless it just says 7.95 gig, don't do 2 terabytes, TBs, just that one. It'll erase it, and then you're going to have problems. Your computer will be down and out. All right, once I've formatted my SD card, I've downloaded Raspbian, I copy that onto the card. I copy the zip file in there. Let me bring it up so you can see it. All right, let's go to here. It'll be, what you'll see, the only file you're going to see is this one to begin with, the zip file. Double click on that. It extracts it so you get the version 4.2. All those files will be inside that folder. Move them outside so they're outside the folder. Then you're good to install. That was a lot there, folks. Anybody have any questions about that? This is on the Raspberry Pi website, and we'll have it there. All right. Let me see here. How can you connect your Raspberry Pi? It says I need more storage. Okay, and that's what I just said. You're going to have to reformat yours. I'm sorry. If I have Windows, you're just going to have to format it on a Windows. Please get your folks to give you a hand. Do not do this without your folks' permission and with you there to help. Do not do this without your folks there. A knowledgeable person. All right, here's download install. I just sent the link out to everybody. Now, while we are here, let me go ahead and show you a really great resource you can get for free that just shows you all the different things you can do with a Raspberry Pi. This is called Magpie. It's the magazine for Raspberry Pi. All right? And they have spooky Halloween projects you can do with a Raspberry Pi. You can ultrasonic Raspberry Pi, Raspberry Pi monitor, which is pretty cool, refrigerator deal. Okay, then this you can go on Google and iTunes and get the first 30 issues for free. It's pretty cool. This is where we're going to, the new Scratch. Okay, so there's Scratch. We're going to come back to that, but I just want you to see that Magpie magazine. All right, and this one makes it so challenging. Everything is that this all happened within the last few weeks. If we go back to their website, just so as we're looking around, I got you that magazine. We'll come back to the magazine. Just let me tell you, if you go to their blog, they have all kinds of interesting things going on in the community. Let's see here. Resources. Go to learn. You can find things there on how to do things. Some of the stuff we use. You also have make. We are going to, in the spring, let me show you what you're going to be doing. Those people want to join us. Yeah. You're going to be using Astro. It's called, not SenseHat. They have a new name for this than SenseHat. It's Astro. Hang on, what's that? Bear with me. Let me see where. Okay. They are going to be going with this thing. You're getting this thing right here. Wow. And see, you can even make a marble maze. So we're going to use, see, this, folks, it amazes me how much stuff. We're going to get this hat. We're going to put this device y'all are going to get. We're going to put it on top of your Raspberry Pi. All right? And they're sending this up to the space station. And the kids in Britain, this is called AstroPi. It goes on top. Here's the Raspberry Pi beneath it, and this goes on top of it. And we can do things like measure humidity, weather, direction, pitch, yaw, raw axis. So literally I can make a drone with this. I don't know if it's fast enough, but you could theoretically. But they're going to make a marble pitch game to do this. So we're going to do a bunch of projects with this bad boy. That's part of it. And the other thing I think you'll do, well, the other thing is you're going to make an underwater robot. All right. Let me go back over to here. So let's go to the magazine. Let's go to the new Scratch review. This is still Scratch 1.2 that you're going to be using. Oh, do I have any computers? Any questions? All right, good. Don't worry about doing the, I'm not even sure I want you to do the formatting that SD card without your folks being there and you have your full attention. So let's not be doing that during this webinar, everybody, okay? Now, let's go to here. All right, and what we're going to do is I'm going to show you on the screen. This is the new Raspberry Scratch. It has, you can see there's the classic Pac-Man. All right, now if I can blow this up a little bit. All right, great, this is what I wanted. This allows us, the reason Mr. Dubik and Mr. Maurer are so excited about this. In the past, for me to get Scratch to talk to hardware, to talk to that joystick or any of those buttons required a special version of Scratch. You had to go this whole installation, and it really was not part of Scratch per se. And sometimes it worked, sometimes it did. This now does. First of all, the new version of Scratch that they use here is still 1.2, but it's this Raspberry Pi version. It still was 1.2, but it's now much faster, and it has this ability. Everybody look over this. You know, we're going to review broadcast here in a minute. But you're going to broadcast something that says GPI server on. Don't worry, we'll walk you through all this. As you get this all working in your lab, we'll do it together and things. You're going to say, configure it. But what it allows me to do is basically with my Raspberry Pi, I can either turn lights on or off. I can turn lights on or off. And I can also sense things, including that joystick. So, if you can imagine, our goal is to make a video game like this. Well, let me see if I can get this blow up. I don't know why this is not blowing up for me. Let me do this. See this Pac-Man game? We're going to make a joystick that works. And what's great is because it is Scratch, you'll be able to look at those icons. You could change those icons to be whatever they want. If you have a favorite, who's your school rival? You could be change that Pac-Man to your logo of your school, and those could be your rivals. I mean, it's just endless opportunity. Make it whatever version you want. That's what we want you to do in this. We want you to take code and make it to be yours. All right? And I really think this is a fantastic thing. All right? All right. So what I'd like to say, just all in all, this is a very powerful thing for teaching you guys physical computing and starting to do all these other really cool projects. Those input-output pins on your Raspberry Pi, you don't have on a regular computer. And that's what you're going to use. This is such a big deal. We use Arduinos with our high school kids. I'm going to switch over. My 9th graders and 10th graders are all going to use Raspberry Pis. We'll save Arduinos for a little bit older. So that's why I'm really excited about it. I'm excited about what we can do with it in the spring. All right, so for right now, if you have Raspberry Pi, that's fine, running. But if you don't need it, because all I really want to do is review some basic programming and Scratch. Last Monday, you did a little bit of Scratch. I want to go over broadcast, all right? Does that make sense, everybody? I'm going to put hands on. Any questions? Any questions, everybody? All right, so I got 2 hands up. Yes, Keyshawn, what's your question?
Like, I can't actually put my Raspberry Pi SIM card on my computer. So can I do it on a different computer later?
You're not. Yes, Keyshawn. I don't want you doing it now. Okay, buddy? I just said, don't format it or anything. We're gonna just use We're gonna use Scratch that's online through Chrome. Okay?
Okay.
All right, buddy. Just listen, okay, man? Because I don't want you format. I want you to do it later. I want you to do it later with the parent there. Okay?
Okay.
Can you see here? I said, do not format that card without your parent there. Because if you format the hard drive, you're going to lose everything on your computer, and you don't want to make your folks upset with you if you wipe out the family photos, right? Right?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Now let me go ahead and ask Cooper what's going on. Cooper, what's your question?
I just wanted to know what I missed on Monday.
Well, you know what? We were reviewing Scratch, and there was probably a webinar. Hopefully, it was put up. But if it wasn't, we're just going over Scratch again, okay?
Okay.
All right, good. Now, let's see here. So we're going to go into create. This is version 2. It's a little bit different from version 1.4, but the logic here is going to be the same, and that's really all I want us to get. So what we're going to do, when we want to make that cat move, remember we use an event. We say when clicked, you know, we're going to make the cat move 10 steps. Maybe we do a repeat 10 times so the cat will move a bunch. So, you know, when I run that, all I do is hit the flag here. And the cat moves 10 steps. Because whenever I click, it's there. But sometimes it's cool to do something like this. So say I want to add, I'm going to add a new sprite there. I'm going to add, let me see here. What would be cool here? I'm trying to see. All right, let's say this elephant. I don't know why I put the elephant. And when he starts up, here's the kitty cat. When this starts up, I'm going to tell the kitty cat, when I click it on, I'm going to say, wait a minute, here we go. Let's go to the elephant. I should be there. When we click on the flag, the cat moves. Well, I don't want the elephant there then. So here's the cat. We'll just move the elephant. On my event, when we hit the flag, we're going to hide him. All right? All right, so let's run it. There he is. See, there's the cat. All right. But how can I get the elephant ever to come up? Well, that's when I go to the cat. I'm going to use a broadcast message. This is one way. You can use broadcast message to do a lot of things, but we're going to have it here. And what this will do is I want the elephant to show up after the cat moves across the screen. I don't want him to do it before that. So what we're going to do is we're going to add another broadcast message. And I'm going to put it right in here. I'm going to have a new message. The new message is going to be show me the elephant or show elephant. Okay? I'm going to say okay. So it says show elephant. I'm going to go to elephant and I'm going to have another, that's another broadcast. When I receive show elephant, I'm going to show myself. Now, we could have named it anything. Show elephant is what I just picked, so I would remember. But watch what happens here. Cat moves, the elephant pops up. So you need for broadcast to work, and why don't everybody try that? All I want you to do is use the broadcast. It's because we use that for turning on the pins and pens. And since we're using 2.0 and we don't have our Raspberry Pi hooked up yet, this is what we're going to do on it, all right? So here we go. Let me review again. Here's the kitty cat. When clicked on that, repeat 10 times move, which I think by now everybody can do that. But add broadcast show elephant. And then put a bit of code. When clicked, you hide the elephant. When I receive show elephant, show the elephant. Okay? All right, raise your hand once you've got that working. Raise your hand once you have that working. And you can be using Scratch. You don't have to use the Scratch off your Raspberry Pi. Go on Chrome. Make sure you get Chrome or something, and then go onto the Scratch site and just create the site. All we're trying to do is show you basically what you're going to need to do in class, okay? Okay, Jason and Cooper have this working. Let's get everybody else. Raise your hand once you have it. All right, let me know if you've got it. If you can't get to Scratch, so you can't access it, raise your hand then as well. So we're not waiting for you, you know, or is there any questions to make this work so I can answer for you? Raise your hand if either you did it or you can't access Scratch and therefore you're just going to watch and learn. You don't want us all waiting for you when you will never be finished tonight with this. So remember, the cat is going to broadcast it. Broadcast show elephant. The elephant is going to say, when I receive elephant, when I receive show elephant, I'm going to show. Otherwise, you know, when it's clicked, he's hidden. But when I receive show elephant, I'm going to show. How we doing?
Good.
All right, you got it working?
Yeah, I got the Scratch online working.
No, I mean, did you get the broadcast message going?
No, I'm still trying to do that.
Okay, all right, let's look at the cat. Do you understand when clicked?
Yeah.
Do you understand repeat 10, moves 10 steps?
Yeah.
Do you have broadcast?
Yeah.
Broadcast what?
1 second. I accidentally clicked delete on the cat. So repeat. How many times?
10 times to move
Okay.
10 steps. All right? And then what's the thing below it? What's the broadcast? You say broadcast after the loop, outside the loop. Broadcast. Do you see that? Go to broadcast, go to events and go to broadcast. Do you see? Did you put broadcast in there?
Yeah.
Okay, what are you doing, buddy? Talk to me.
I did the one click, the green flag, and then I did repeat 10 times, move 9 steps, and then I did broadcast, and it says message 1, and...
You put down new message, put new message and type in show elephant. Or just print show. It does, you know, whatever you, just a message, okay? So do show elephant or show. Can you do that for me? Keyshawn, are you watching this? Keyshawn? We lost Keyshawn. All right. All right, now, see where the elephant is? Hello, ma'am?
Yeah.
Okay, now take the elephant, right? Talk to me, buddy.
Yeah, okay.
Did you
1
find the
second.
elephant? Or find some, it doesn't even have to be even an elephant. Just go to new sprite and pick a sprite. Okay?
Okay.
Did you do that?
Yeah.
All right. When you click on the green flag, click hide. When I receive show elephant or whatever message you have, do show.
Okay.
All right. So everybody, what this does is this message allows us to communicate throughout the program. Because if you think about it, all the commands on that sprite, on the kitty cat, all affect the kitty cat. If I want to affect a different sprite, I have to use the broadcast command. All right. Now let's look at the this game here. We're going to go with GPIO. So you start to learn what you're going to do here. In here, you're going to open up that green flag. Let me go ahead and blow this up a little bit. Hopefully everybody can see this. Raise your hand if you can see GPIO server on. I don't know why. I hope you're done by now. You should be all set. Okay, good. All right. Now, I'm going to put everybody's hands down. Can you all find the word GPI server on? Can you all see this? I got Caden says he can see it. What about you, Aiden? Can you see it right up here on my point? You're not going to find it necessarily on the on your Raspberry Pi. Trey, do you see it? Do you see it? All right, now this is going to broadcast GPIO server on. We're going to type that command in with your Raspberry Pi. This is what you're going to do in your lab. First things you'll have, when flag click, you'll do server on. And then you're going to broadcast, say you wanted to turn an LED on, a little light on. Okay? So you can do broadcast config 24 out. Well, what the heck do they mean by 24 out, Mr. Dubik? This is what kind of crazy nonsense is this? Well, it's this. Let me show you. Raspberry Pi 2 GPION. These are general purpose input output pins. Here is one. Oh, that's not what I want. All right, here we go. Whoops. All right. Let me see if I can blow this up. All right. What these pins are, these pins on your Raspberry Pi. Like here's the front of that Raspberry. The SD card's on this end. Here's your where you plug your keyboard and mouse in. These are called general purpose input output pins all along there. And these represent those very same pins. So if I see if it says 3 volts and 5 volts and a ground, where I connect this 3 volts and this ground, I can light something up like a battery. You know how a battery has a positive negative end? That's what this does. So we're going to go to GPIO 21. Let me see if I can find it. Or what did we just say that was? Hang on one second. Yeah, it was 24, excuse me. So we're going to find, well, there's 21 right at the end here. So this would work fine. You could sit there and say, let's go back and look what we have in our code here. Configure 24 out, configure 24 in. What that means is it an output or input? Make it an output or input. So let's see, 24 out. So there's GPIO 24. You would hook up to this pin and to a ground, which could say, for example, is there. That would turn it, you're saying GPI 24, send electricity out. If you say in, it's sensing electricity. And let's look at this a little bit. You can say, when I hit the P key, broadcast, well, they're going to say O for off, but say off, you can do something like this. Broadcast GPI 24 off. Else, broadcast GPIO 24 on. Might not make a lot of sense right now, but you're going to use it. And you're going to see it's very powerful. Because now I can tie that joystick in to that game. All right. So you'll be able to put joysticks and buttons into your Scratch games and have them work. You won't just use the keyboard. You can use all kinds of sensors now. It opens up all kinds of opportunities to you. Any questions about all this? So this is a way we're going to use it. So just like in the game we just had here, you're going to be able to start a program, broadcast a message. The only difference is in this game, you know, it's virtual if a light comes on. Whereas, like, so we could do this script. Let me change this sprite. Let me go to things. Maybe I should have done this. Let's pretend I don't have any kind of, there it is, candle. There's my candle. I'm going to get rid of this one. So here's my candle. All right, I'm going to change this background too. The stages. Let me change this so you can better see the candle. Come on. All right, backdrop. Let me go in there. Let me go ahead and blue. Let me get this to work. There we go. All right, so there's my kitty cat. Let me go to my mouse now. Let's get back to scripts. So I'm going to take this candle. I'm going to do what I did before. This candle is going to represent the light on your GPIO. Kind of give you a sense of what we're trying to do. So on the candles case, when clicked, I'm going to hide the candle. When I hear the event, when I receive the broadcast, show elephant, because it really doesn't matter when it is. So hang on, when I receive show elephant, I'm going to show. But it could have been elephant. The message doesn't matter. It's just that they agree. So watch what happens. So there it is. Bring the cat over here. You're going to be able to light up a real LED light, talk to your Raspberry Pi. And I know it may or may not sound interesting right at the moment, but it's actually very cool. Any questions? I'm asking Aiden if you got. Aiden, you got a question?
My hand was just still raised.
All right. Cooper, do you have a question? If you don't have a question, put your hand down. Otherwise, I'll call on you. All right, let me do that. Cooper, you got a question?
My hand was just raised.
All right, caught you a little slow. All right. Raise your hand if you're are you getting excited about using a joystick like this and actually understanding how to programming it and be able to add it to any game you make? How many people are going to be interested in doing that? Wow. I'm really surprised. We only have half of us excited about doing that. Now you understand. You're going to learn how a PS3 controller works. Any of these things. All right, I got 4 out of 6. I guess we'll take that. Hopefully the other two can convince it. Cooper thinks he likes it too. I think we lost Keyshawn. We haven't heard him for a while. All right. And I'm not sure about Jason, but everybody else does. All right, so hey, that's fine. Not intriguing, not for everything we do is not always intriguing to everyone. But I think you're going to find it pretty cool. I think it's going to be very cool for you when you can think about it. If you have the code for Space Invaders or Pac-Man for Scratch or these games, and you have a joystick and buttons, you can make your own cheat codes. You can make it to do whatever you want. You can redesign the game the way you think it's a better game. To me, that's very powerful. You could make it so you press both buttons and move the joystick in a certain direction, you automatically get a higher score, and then you can play against your friends. I would show them. Don't be a goofball. Do it once or twice to fool them, and then show them what you're doing. All right? But that's the power of what you're going to learn how to do. And then later, you can learn to get weather sensors and all those Raspberry Pi labs out there. You'll be able to start to learn how to do all of that. Okay? All right. If there is no questions, it's 8:01 your time, 9:01 my time. I'm going to go ahead and stop this. Keyshawn, if you're even still there, make sure your parents show you how to do the card. I've recorded this webinar. It'll be uploaded sometime tonight. So if you got to go review on how to install that, you can. Most of you should be able to take your SD card from Mr. Maurer, stick it in your Raspberry Pi, boot it up, and then suddenly you'll be good to go. Then remember to take your Raspberry Pi to your next lab. All right? All right, everybody. Good night. Do you have a question?
Oh no, I didn't see my hand was raised. Sorry.
No worries. All right, now I'm gonna call it down. All right, let me see.